If you're thinking about Verona, you're probably imagining Juliet's balcony and the famous big arena. And you're not wrong, but there's so much more than that. You'd be missing colorful houses, loud market squares, stone bridges, older ruins, and the hundreds of steps you'd have to walk to cover the streets just to see how beautiful this city is. I'd say this little gem of the north is not as known as other famous Italian cities, but it's just as charming as them. As Italians living in regions up close to it, I wouldn't say it's taken for granted, but because it's just a train or bus ride distance, we have the opportunity to visit it as children, maybe with school trips or as a common destination for family trips. But it all changed when Maddie came to visit from London, and her, completely fascinated by Romeo's and Juliet's stories, movies and shows, decided to buy us 2 tickets to go see the balcony of love in real life. And I couldn't say no to her. So there we were. And before I could actually introduce her to Verona's history, we already had walked all the way to Castelvecchio, a true gem inside the city. Translated as Old Castle, the building rises as a Roman fortress right on the water, facing all directions with red bricks, shieldings, walls, and high towers. Built in the Middle Ages and then restored in the second half of the last century by Carlo Scarpa, a very unique architect and designer. With a passion for detailing, we can clearly see his craft in the furnitures, doors, tailored frames, alleyways shaping the whole building. A simple color combination with arch and straight clean lines. It's a firm example of material studies and combinations of both new and old, making the building look timeless. I could say I love the architecture more than I love the Christian art covering the walls. When we stepped off the building, it was so late almost all restaurants were ready to close doors. But luckily, we found a place that turned our hunger into joy. La Vecchia Mescola dell'Oste welcomed us with a heart-shaped raviolo filled with ricotta, which we loved, and then both decided on what plate to try next. We ended up choosing the same gorgonzola, radish, and walnuts caramelle, which stands for candies-shaped filled pasta. Couldn't ask for more. We gladly enjoyed the warm atmosphere until it was time to hit the road again. And that's when we actually slowed down the pace. People strolling, looking at jewels, eating, having drinks and chatting. Piazza dell'Erbe felt like being hugged by beautiful art and the architecture that it was shaped by. And right at the other end of it, the famous Juliet's house. People flowed the corte, some dying to see the view from some meters up, some touching the sculpture, waiting for luck to strike in their lives. Me and Maddie instead, we're there to write to the love gods. Some days before leaving for Verona, we came across the idea of writing love letters to our future self. Nothing cheesy, but instead letting appreciation fill our pages, in the hopes of not giving up on ourselves and our goals and passions. After learning that the letters were actually read by people, we were even more encouraged. Maybe having a stranger also open for us would bring more love in. How could we not try it? So on the train on the way to Verona, pen on paper, we wrote down what we were feeling and what we envisioned in our lives, grateful we could have the chance to do it. And we were not the only ones. Besides the hundreds of keychains hanging all over Verona, there were letters in between bricks, in the floor, in the walls. That made me smile a little, cause don't we all wish for love to find us? Back to walking, we were feeling a bit tired. Medic still having to try affogato, we stopped at a gelato place. After a little walk under raindrops, the sky had cleared a little. Right on time so we could go up to Giardino Giusti, on the other side of Adige River. In between plants, flowers and ballet dancer, we admired how beautiful Verona looked from the above. How more grateful could I be to be able to see such beauty and feel a relief knowing we were so little in such a big world. Knowing we have so many opportunities to grow even more than what we already did. I bring back home a sweet memory, made of architecture, history, a stronger friendship, and the promise of love, an even bigger promise to always be grateful for what my eyes are able to see and appreciate along the way. Not many people know that Romeo's house is also in Verona, but for some reasons, nobody really cares about what he's been doing. I remember attending concerts in the arena, looking at how beautiful the sky was from the Roman ruins. And it was such a pity for us not being able to enter because of concerts and renovations, but we'll see in the future. Thank you for following along. See you next time.
Wait for me.